Hello and welcome back everyone. It's Complicated Relationships Reddit Stories. Hope you guys are safe and healthy. Now let's see what the story is about today. In today's story, OP says, I found out there is no business trip. I wanted to leave a gift at my girlfriend's desk at work for her birthday while she was on her business trip. When I got there, I found out that there was no business trip. She'd been calling out sick, as did the co-worker. She told me that I had nothing to worry about. She had been sending me photos of her hotel room and all the sightseeing she was doing. I know the co-worker's wife, so after I contacted her on FB, I got her number and talked on the phone. Same story, he was on a business trip and they had been exchanging photos of similar sites. That's when I explained to her what I found out. She was silent for a while and told me that he had cheated on her many times before and she had actually been working on serving with him divorce papers while under the guise of reconciliation. She apologized profusely, but of course none of this is her fault. She called their workplace to find out on her own. They told her the same thing, that he called out sick. So here we are. My girlfriend is still texting me like normal, pretending that she is sitting at a boring meeting. I am extremely distraught, my anxiety at an all-time high, but surprisingly I'm not crying this time. This is not the first time I was cheated on, and I realized how much of a fool I had been. I saw the red flags, but once again I ignored them, thinking that I had trust issues that I needed to work on. I packed all her stuff and wait for her to come back tonight. Now, here is the first update. AP's wife confirmed that the papers will be served on Monday and she's not worried about any blowback from me confronting my ex. So I went ahead and confronted her. Here's what I said in point form. I know you're not on a business trip. I packed your stuff and left them outside for you. You will have to find your own ride from the airport. I am beyond heartbroken and angry that everything we had built together meant nothing to you. I hope he was worth it. I'm totally messed up in the head at the moment. Few minutes later, she started blowing up my phone, so I blocked her number. Her sister tried to reach me, so I informed her about the situation. She was shocked, embarrassed, and upset. She will drive my ex from the airport and help her pick her stuff. I have her spare key, so there is no need to worry about my safety. My friends suggested that I take a vacation from it all, and I might actually do that. But first, I need to get myself right again. I had an anxiety attack and very nearly called my ex out of habit. That realization made me even more sad. Here is the second update. So, apparently, AP's wife, let's call her Jenny, inquired a set of flag at their company HR and they decided to investigate. This makes sense. You would think a married woman wouldn't know if her husband was sick at home. So the cat's out of the bag. She told them everything. I'm on my ex's emergency contact, so they tracked my number and contacted me about half an hour ago. They asked me how she was doing because she called out sick and hasn't responded in few days. I told them everything as well, that she wasn't sick. She had told me that she's on a business trip but lied. She went on a trip with that a-hole and is cheating on me with him. Everything was spilled out and I guess I still have much bottled up I need to let out. So that's still developing at the moment. Meanwhile, since I'm up, I might as well update you all. So shortly after I texted my ex yesterday and she started blowing up my phone, Jenny texted me that AP has been texting her, being much more communicative than normal, eventually asked if anything was up and how she was doing. She played along and this pretty much confirms that he and my ex were together. My ex and her sister came and picked up her stuff after they landed last night. They didn't knock, I didn't open the door. After they were done, they sat in their car for a while. I could see her sister's hand gestures moving frantically as they talked. Maybe she was lecturing her, I don't know. She was clearly upset. Ex was buried in her own hands. After a while, she got out and knocked on my door. A lot of friends suggested that I completely ghosting her, but I decided I wanted to talk to her. I wanted to know what she had to say for herself and I wanted to see her cry. Boy, what a mess. It was painful, lying, gaslighting, and deflecting. It meant nothing. She begged me to work it out and promised to block him on everything. She'll keep her phone unlocked, etc. At one point, she even tried to guilt trip me. I asked her to show me her phone and she refused. I was done. I told her to get out of my face and to never contact me again. She burst further into tears and pleaded until she eventually agreed to give me the phone. I found everything on Facebook Messenger. Texts, nudes, videos, and conversations about me on how clueless I was, how she felt guilty but was too much into him to care at the moment. I took screenshots and sent it to myself, which I later forwarded to Jenny. Gave her the phone back and told her it was over. I'm not going to lie, it still hurt watching her cry in such despair. But I had to remind myself that she's not sorry she cheated, she's only sorry she got caught. She knew I had been cheated on before and how traumatic it was for me. It did not matter, she was willing to risk throwing away 5 beautiful years together, and for what? I closed the door and talked with my mom and dad on the phone for a while and pretty much cried myself to sleep. I told Jenny that I was here if she needed any help or support, and if she needed a place to stay, she is more than welcome to stay with me and my brother. I'm already dreading today. I don't know what to do with myself at the moment. I can't even get back to sleep. End of part 2. Before we get to the last update, please give a thumbs up if you're enjoying the story so far. Here is the last update. Jenny informed me that AP and my ex got fired from their jobs. Not only that, but on the same day, he was served with divorce papers. They had a huge argument and he started slamming and hitting stuff. He never touched her, but she still doesn't feel safe to be around him. Her parents live in Korea, so she will be moving in with me until she can find her own place. My brother is deployed right now, so his room is vacant. As for my ex, I hear from her sister that she moved back in with her parents and has been crying non-stop. She hasn't left the house since and isn't talking to anyone. Her dad called me a few days ago to apologize. All the years I've known him, he was always quiet, cold and distant, but over the phone he was very warm and offered me some much needed words of comfort and advice. As for me, I'm not good at all, but I know these things take time to work through. I've been here before, but it hurts the same. 5 years down the drain. She was my rock, the one person in this world I could turn to, and now I can't do just that. Was it worth it? Is that all those 5 years meant to you? She was such an upstanding person, independent, hardworking, and honest. You could tell that she was going to be going places in life. Her energy just made you want to stay on top of your life. But now, I don't know who she is anymore. Everyone knows what she did. I had a moment of poor judgment and opened up to someone with a big mouth. Her close friends are upset and are accusing me of doing that on purpose to get back at her. I really don't care to argue with people who knew about the affair the entire time. One of them even encouraged her. I never did like them. I always thought my ex was so far above them, she always seemed out of place. But now I can see where she got it from. It is saddening and disappointing to see her fall so far down. I will start boxing next week with my friend and he will also coach me on nutrition. Overall, how to eat healthier. Thank you all for listening. That's all the updates I have for you guys. I don't think there'll be more, but if anything major pops up, I will make an update. I've been given an opportunity to travel to New Orleans next month, super cheap. Jenny and I are thinking about going there together to get away from all this mess. We've never been there and we are both foodies, so this might be just what we need. End of the story. Well, OP, I hope the girlfriend learnt a really good lesson so she could be more careful in her next relationship, or she could move on with her pathetic AP and try to build a life with him. You handled it like a real man. All the best to you. Before we go, let's listen to a few comments by the community. Comment 1. You handled it perfectly, including getting the word about how trashy your ex is. Just be careful with Jenny. Neither of you are in a position to start a relationship. Also, watch your back for the violent a-hole. He might be thinking that you're sleeping with Jenny. OP's reply. She's only here for a few weeks at most. She's already got some applications on the way. That would be incredibly hypocritical for him to get upset. I wouldn't put it past him though. I appreciate the thought. Comment 2. Is Jenny a pretty cool chick? Are you guys finding comfort in each other about this, even though you have separate lives and may not know each other? OP's reply. She's an incredibly nice woman. I've been able to offer her some advice since I have been through this before, which has also been cathartic for me in return. Comment 3. Haha. I think there might be a love story between you and Jenny. If that happens, it would be the biggest FU to your respective exes. Congrats on going to New Orleans. OP's reply. As tempting as it is to fill the empty void left, I just don't have it in me at the moment to think anything like that. She's good company, nothing more. This concludes today's story. I'll see you next time. Please like, comment and share the story if you enjoyed it. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you will be notified when we upload the next video. Take care.